Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be an exciting day because today is my first day on an e-bike. I'm here with the Trek Rail 9.8, which was graciously given to me for the weekend by Trek Cranberry here in Pittsburgh. So I want to give a huge shout out to them. They have a brand new store up in Cranberry. If you haven't been there, go check it out. The team members there at that Trek location are absolutely amazing. So I have never ridden an e-bike before. And earlier in the year, I thought about buying and building an e-bike, and I didn't do it. And I've been doing tons of research throughout the year on what it's like to ride an e-bike and how they handle and things like that. And then I went to the Trek store and I rode this bike for 30 seconds in their parking lot, and it absolutely blew my mind. Like probably most of the people watching this video, I had done tons of research and watched lots of videos of people talking about their first time on an e-bike. And I felt like in that first 30 seconds of riding the bike, my mind was blown. That those videos really didn't convey my experience of what it was like when I rode this bike for the first time, just for 30 seconds in a parking lot. So I'm gonna try and communicate that as best that I can. Let's start with pedal assistance. So the first time that I jumped on the bike, I'd watched lots of videos talking about how the bike is pedal assisted, but I really didn't fully understand exactly what that meant. When I first jumped on the bike and started pedaling, it was very noticeable when the motor kicked in and began to assist the bike. I was under the impression that after a couple of pedals, it would start to assist you. It starts to assist you immediately. Within a quarter crank of the pedal, the motor is applying power, at least on the Bosch motor for the Trek. And it doesn't matter if you're in eco, eMTB, touring mode, you can always feel that the motor is assisting you in some way. The easiest way to explain it is, imagine you're on a regular bike and you're pedaling, and someone unknowingly comes up behind you, grabs the back of the seat post and starts pushing you. There's this weird feeling like the bike has a mind of its own and it is just accelerating by itself, and it is the strangest feeling I've ever felt. The easiest thing that I can relate that to is the first time I went out and drove a Tesla from a regular gas vehicle. It's unlike anything else that you've ever ridden or drove. It's a very bizarre experience. The next thing that I did was, within 5 seconds, I thought, oh, I wonder what this is like doing a wheelie. And immediately I start pedaling and it goes 12 o'clock and I have to grab a handful of brake. It is like someone is, like a ghost, is grabbing the front forks and lifting the bike up without you knowing it. Again, it's the weirdest feeling if you've never ridden an e-bike. So I'm here at Frick Park for my very first actual trail ride on an e-bike. What I'm going to do is take it along some of the trails. Some things that I'm very curious about is how noticeable is the weight. For example, this bike is over 2.5 times heavier than my Carbon 29er that most of you are familiar with me riding. I can tell you that just from the initial ride over here, it felt pretty light. I didn't really notice it. How it handles on the trail, we're going to find out. The other thing I want to do is, if you're familiar with Frick Park, you'll know that Iron Gate's one of the best trails here is called Hell's Gate on the way up because it's very brutal to climb, it's very steep, and it's about 1.7 miles. So it's just a very difficult challenge to climb. My goal is to see if for the first time ever, I'm able to actually climb up Hell's Gate with the assistance of an e-mountain bike. So let's gear up, let's drop in on the trail. I'll give you my initial thoughts as I head down. All right, making the initial climb up the fire road here to the entrance of Iron Gate. I've got it in eco mode. One thing I do want to mention is, the battery is fully charged. It is a very cold morning here in Pittsburgh. It is about 35 degrees out on the trail right now. So we're gonna see what kind of battery life we get out of this. Now, typically, when I ride Frick Park, I go down about 3 times and I climb up twice. I'm interested to see how many more runs I can do on an e-bike. So I'm gonna throw it in eMTB for the first time down, and let's drop in. Well, I can tell you this immediately. The weight is definitely noticeable. It is, it's very planted because of the weight, but I can definitely feel, just trying to maneuver the bike, that the weight is something else. Oh, see, so immediately already I made a mistake. I dropped in. I have no idea what gear I'm in. I didn't even look. Let's hop up a couple gears. It is so easy to get up to speed so fast. If you come around a berm and need to really quickly gain some speed for a jump, I mean, you take one pedal and you're up to the speed you would have been if you'd taken that berm perfectly. It's so bizarre. I mean, you take one pedal and you just get all your speed back if you make a mistake. Oh, it is so strange. It is really hard to convey how bizarre the feeling is. You take one pedal and it's like being on a motorcycle and twisting the throttle. It just, the bike wants to pull out from under you. You almost don't even need to pedal. For a lot of sections, because the power comes on within a half a crank, you don't really need to pedal. If the motor even senses you moving the cranks, it applies power. And a lot of times what I can feel is that if I just take a half crank, if I just pump it a little bit, the bike, oh my gosh, look how fast I can climb this. One thing they did tell me at the Trek store was you need to be mindful when you shift gears. You can't just, you know, twist the shifter and drop it down 4, 5, 6 speeds at a time, because the motor is so powerful that you can actually just really damage drivetrain components. Okay, so here's one of the features that I've been very interested to try on this. You guys have seen this section of trail before. This is the bottom of the 276 trail, where you go across the rocks, you do a little bit of trials hopping, and then you do the climb. I'm very interested to see how, with the power of the motor, how it handles going up this slick rock. When you're pedaling on a regular bike, you can kind of control the torque. You know, with your legs, you can feel the feedback from the bike. But on an e-bike, sometimes the back tire just spins up so fast. It's going to be very interesting to see how we navigate this. So here we go. I think I'm in, I don't even know what gear I'm in. It doesn't even matter on an e-bike, to be honest. You just have to pedal way slower than you normally would. It's so weird. It's so easy to go over features like that on an e-bike. I mean, you do these little baby half cranks and the bike just takes you up it. I'm gonna bump up a couple gears. Wow. I don't even know when you would need turbo. It's so fast. The smile per mile rating on an e-bike is just insane. Oh, see right there, oh, see? I'm trying to pedal, but the bike is taking off so fast. It's a little hard to control until you get used to it. All right, 4th time down the mountain on the Trek rail. Still got 3 bars of battery after climbing up Iron Gate. Pretty muddy. This thing is so heavy, and with 29-inch wheels, you just plow over anything. Ooh, bridge is a little slick. Block. Alright guys, wrapping up the video here. I'm back up at the top of the mountain. I think I'm about to do my, I don't even know, 8th, 9th, 10th drop in. Just wanted to give my final thoughts on the Trek rail here. If you guys are someone who grew up with dirt bikes and you love that brappiness that a two-stroke bike gives you, you are absolutely gonna love this. It's that same kind of experience. You come in, you're going too slow into a berm, you exit the berm, you give it just a little half crank, and it just braps out of that corner, but silently. It is just such a strange feeling. Now that I've ridden this e-bike and I've had a chance to rip it around the trails, I've decided that we are going to build an all AliExpress e-bike for the YouTube channel. So look out for a video where I'm going to go over specifically what frame, motor, and all the parts I'm going to buy for that. So if you guys are interested in doing a budget electric mountain bike build, full suspension, mid-drive motor bike, we're going to build one of those on the channel. So keep an eye out for that video. With that being said, I hope that my perspective on my first time experiencing an electric mountain bike was a little bit more feedback than what I think you get from most my first time riding an e-mountain bike video. There's a lot of topics that I cover that I think a lot of people had missed in their review of electric mountain bikes that I thought are very important for people to know who have never been on one. At the end of the day, you got to get out, you got to get on one and try it out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're interested in the future videos we're going to make. We're going to build an electric mountain bike, and as always, thanks for watching.